New travel restrictions handed down by the governor just this morning. Good Friday afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Chris Pisano. People traveling from states outside of the Northeast must now quarantine for 14 days upon arriving here in the Bay State. That or provide proof of a negative COVID-19 test. Western Mass News reporter Audrey Russo is live with the details that could include a fine. Audrey.
Chris, just a few days ago, I spoke with state lawmakers about how a travel order in Massachusetts would likely be handed down via executive order from the governor, and that's exactly what's come to pass. Similar to the Connecticut order that was issued earlier in the week, failure to comply could result in a $500 fine.
Unless you're traveling from a lower risk COVID state or meet a narrow exemption, you'll be asked to fill out the Massachusetts Travelers Form and instructed to plan to quarantine for 14 days or produce a negative COVID-19 test result.
For most of the country, a trip or vacation to Massachusetts will require either a negative COVID-19 test or a 2-week quarantine, starting August 1st. The same applies to Massachusetts residents returning home from out-of-state trips. Governor Charlie Baker announced the new restrictions Friday. If you travel from any of the states highlighted in green, you don't need to quarantine. You can see that's very few, all in the Northeast and Hawaii.
To be included as a lower risk state, states must meet 2 criteria. The average daily cases per 100,000 residents must be below 6 per 100,000. And the positive test rate must be below 5%.
State officials say the reason for the order comes from increased travel both out of and into the Bay State from COVID-19 hotspots.
The average number of daily checkout passengers doubled from around 3,300 in May to just over 7,000 in June, and has nearly doubled again in the first 3 weeks of July to just over 12,000 people going through TSA checkpoints at Logan each day.
Travelers coming into the state must fill out this form on mass.gov. It asks for contact information, where travelers will be staying in Massachusetts, and asks that everyone certify how long they'll be staying and whether or not they've received a recent negative COVID-19 test. Governor Baker says those who don't comply could face a $500 fine per day, but says this order will largely rely on the honor system.
We're not going to be stopping cars, but we're going to expect people to comply.
Coming up on Western Mass News at 6, we'll delve deeper into how this order could affect local travel and hospitality industries. Live in Springfield, Audrey Russo for Western Mass News.